Great day, attractive thinker. Dr. Toni Hatton here, your Break the Cycle specialist at the Attractive Thinker Guru. Welcome my co-host Tichet Bradshaw to another episode of Beyond the Break. Give yourself a fighting chance.
Happy Mindset Monday, everybody. It's such a wonderful day. We can do what we've never did. We can go where we've never gone and be what we have never been before. Today is such an amazing day to be alive.
Yes, it is. It is a great day to be alive, attractive thinker. We are so excited to be back here with you. We have something that we want to share with you today, and it's for strong people. This is encouragement for the strong. Now, we talk about the attractive thinker all of the time. An attractive thinker is a person with vision who can see beyond what they're looking at. And they have the courage to focus on what they see until it manifests. I want you to think about that. In order to stay strong when you're going through adversity or a heartbreak or some type of break in success, you have to first see yourself beyond what you're looking at. You have to see the situation and see the circumstances differently. So we're going to be talking today for the strong. We're going to talk to the strong attractive thinkers. And that's all of you. You wouldn't even be listening to this message if you were not strong. Now, being strong doesn't mean sometimes you feel weak. Because sometimes, and I've experienced it, Tichet, I know you've experienced it in your life, whereas you don't want to be strong anymore. When your heart breaks, sometimes you're just done. Most of the time, when your heart breaks, because you feel that. And it almost takes, it feels like it takes everything out of you, and you just don't want to be strong anymore. And I was sharing with you, Tichet, not long ago, I said those exact words when I was going through my heartbreak, when my heart broke. I said those exact words. Now I'm a strong person, and everybody who knows me, they reference me as a strong person. Toni, you're so strong. Now, there are different types of strength. You have physical strength. You can have emotional strength. For example, emotional strength. You're able to stay cool, calm, and collect in the face of adversity. You don't allow people, places, and things to shift your emotions or make you angry or sad. People can't push your buttons because you're emotionally strong. Now, there's physical strength. You see people that are physically strong in the gym. They're lifting weights and they're able to handle, they're able to withstand pressure. They can stand under enormous pressure. 250 pounds, 500 pounds. I've seen guys and gals lift weights that was just like incredible. I'm like, how are you doing that? When we talk about being strong, we're not just talking about physical strength. When you're going through something in life, a break, a heartbreak, you have to be mentally strong, emotionally strong in order to survive that. Now, for the strong people, for those who are known for their strength, their mental strength, their courage, and their confidence, when you experience a break, it doesn't erase your strength. It doesn't erase the fact that you're strong. When you experience a break, it's different than someone else who experiences a break and they don't see themselves as strong, or they view themselves as weak, or they see this as the end of them. That's two different perceptions there. So just because you don't feel strong, or you don't want to be strong anymore, your strength doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't erase your strength. You can't just not be strong. If you're a strong person, you can't just not be strong anymore. It doesn't go away like that. We're wired. Attractive thinkers are wired a certain way. And when we handle life or approach life or experience life, we handle it a different way than the average person. Because let me explain what I'm saying. When my heart broke, I reached a point in my experience whereas I just wanted to let everything go. I didn't want to pursue anything anymore. I didn't want to be strong for anyone anymore. I didn't want to think about anything anymore. I just wanted to let it all go. And do you know, even in the midst of all of that, because when I say you're strong and that's who you are and it can't change, even in your weakness, that strength rises. You wipe your face, even though the tears are still flowing. there's some hope that comes along from somewhere. The light begins to shine from somewhere, even if it's just a tiny little bit. Or you get to a point where you feel like you're giving up and you don't fully let yourself go. See, there's one thing when you talk about letting yourself go or I'm done. And then there's another type of person who said they're done and they're really done. So when you're strong, even though we say we're done, we're not really done because there's more inside of us. It's just a matter of time before we get back into our shoes, before we step back into our strength. We step back into who we really are. It's just a matter of time before we're able to step back up, stand back up, sit back up, and handle that situation and experience that we just faced. So just because we say we don't want to be strong anymore doesn't mean that our strength goes anywhere. Tichet, talk to our audience today. Talk to the ones that say, I don't want to be strong anymore.
There's something that you said. You said we don't, when we're strong, we don't give up. The strong cannot give up even if they wanted to. It is almost impossible for the strong to give up. They will fight to the end. They will fight until they have no breath left. They will do everything they can. Why? Because their why, their perception, their thoughts, and their beliefs is what's pushing them. And to me, that type of strength, what you believe, how you perceive life, that type of strength helps you push through. You know how we'll say, we have a little bit in a corner pocket, you got a little bit of strength saved. So the strong ones, well, you think you ran out of strength, but you have a little overflow that you can pull from.
Yes.
Don't you find it not coincidental? Because again, I don't believe in coincidences, that soon as we want to give up, some sort of answer, some sort of encouragement, so even a word will come. You'll have a friend that will call you and have exactly the words you need to hear to put some gas in your tank, to ignite you, to uplift you, to encourage you. As encouragers, sometimes it's hard to stay encouraged when you encourage everybody. An attractive thinker, sometimes it's hard to see beyond what you're looking at when what you're looking at is not so great. So the difference between us, the strong, and the ones that we would call weak is weak no matter what, blood, sweat, and tears. We don't give up. There's help for you. There's always help for you. I want to tell you that, even though you feel like you don't want to be strong and you don't like to be strong, know this: at the end of that journey that took a lot of strength will be everything you're waiting for. It will be all worth it in the end. That everything that you have desired or that you have looked forward to will all be waiting for you in the end. So your result is greater than your fear of going on. Your result is greater than your ability to sit down and say, no, I don't want to do this anymore. We have our moments, and that's okay. We have our moments. If you need to cry, cry, but stay on that road. I was saying to you, Dr. Toni, that when you look at a race, like race car drivers, you might look at NASCAR, and they're all on this race. They're all trying to get to that finish line. They're all trying to reach the goal of being number one. But there's sometimes in the middle of that race where you need to change the tire. You might have a flat tire. You might need gas fill up. But there's always a team that is waiting for you to pull in and change that tire, fill up that gas, whatever you need to go stronger. Now, here's the thing. Even though you needed your tires changed and your gas filled, does not take away your strength. It's the strength in you that humbled you enough to say, okay, I need help. I need to change something. I need to get an answer somewhere. It's your strength that pulls your answer. It's your tired of being strong that actually helps you get your answer, because people who really want to give up, don't tell people they tired of giving up. They just do. I mean, they're tired of being strong. They just do. Let me say that again. People who are strong, who don't want to give up, will look for an answer before giving up, right? And that's the difference between people who want to give up, because people who want to give up ain't saying a thing. They are not saying a thing. They just go ahead and give up. But us needing the answer, needing whatever ounce of strength we can pull, will say, I'm tired of being strong. That's strength right there. Because in tired of being strong, you reached for an answer. And so needing your tire fixed, needing your gas change, knowing where to get that makes all the difference in the world. And that's why we're here, the attractive thinker and the visual encourager, because sometimes you might need your tires changed. You might need your gas filled. And we're here to make sure you change your perception, change how you view a thing, and also ignite you so that you can get back in that race and finish at number one. Because those people, when they come out of that pit, they are still in place where they wanted to be. They have not lost their place. It might seem like it, but their tenacity to grow, their strength is what pushed them forward. That time that you took to that you felt like was a weakness, it's not. That time you took out to rest, that was that very time that gave you everything you need to be number one. That time you took out to be was everything you needed to win the race. You know, we all are in this for a purpose, and knowing that has to be our why to keep us going. So don't give up. At the end of this session, at the end of this session, we hope to bring you enlightenment. We hope to ignite you enough to let you know that even for you, your standard is giving up is not an option. Your standard is, I'm tired of being strong, but I will be strong. Because courage, we have plenty of it. We decided we was going to run this race. We don't let anything knock us down. And let me tell you something. If we happen to go down, the courageous people, the encouragers, the attractive thinkers, we know what we need to get up. And we'll reach for a hand. But when you're not trying to get up, answer could be given to you, could be right in your face, and you won't take it. You'll reject it. You'll say, oh, I'm just waiting and I'm just waiting and I'm just waiting. Or you'll get picky to how it comes. You don't even know the gift is in your hand. But when you have the courage to keep going forward, and that courage helps your perception to grow and ignite you so that you can win the race, the end result, you'll take the answer regardless of how it's wrapped up. You'll know that answer. You'll know because it'll be right on time. So for some of you that feel like I'm tired of being strong, how long is this going to go on? Like, where is the help? The help is now. The help is here. The help is with you right now. So if you're listening to us, you keep being strong. It'll be all worth it in the end. Back to you, Dr. Toni.
Awesome. You know, Tichet, while you were talking, so many incredible things came to my mind. Attractive thinkers, we're thinking about you today. And I want to encourage, I want to inform you. See, it's another thing to be encouraged, because when your heart breaks, you don't want to hear encouragement. We're talking real talk today. You don't want encouragement. You don't want inspiration or motivation. You don't want to hear words, but we're here to strengthen you. I know you don't want to be strong anymore. I want to shine the light. I want to shift your perception for a moment. And I want to help you understand and see more clearly what we're talking about when we talk about that strength and you being strong, because it costs you something, attractive thinker, to be strong. Strength costs. What am I talking about? People depend on you. Everybody runs to you first. You're the one that has to bear most of the weight. You're the first person that people look at when something goes wrong. They come to you for answers all of the time. Strength costs. It costs you something to be strong. And there comes a time in a strong person's life whereas you don't want to be strong anymore. But we're here to shine the light and share with you and let you know that just because you don't want to be strong anymore doesn't negate the fact that you're strong and your strength doesn't go anywhere. We're here to encourage you and let you know that while you're experiencing this heartbreak, the strength that you gave to others, turn it on yourself. Use that strength for yourself. Take that time that you need for yourself. You are strong. Scripture says, when I am weak, then I am strong. You are strong. And now your strength is going to minister to you. Now your strength is going to heal you while you're experiencing this break. Because even though we don't want to be strong anymore, like I said, and I'm going to keep saying it, our strength doesn't go anywhere. Your strength ministers to you. Your strength fortifies you. Your strength renews you. Your strength is healing you right now, even though you don't feel it. I've experienced this so many times, Tichet, whereas I said, I'm done. I just don't want to be strong anymore. I'm not going to answer anybody's call anymore. I'm not going to do this or that or the other anymore. I'm not going to step up to the plate anymore. I'm just going to let stuff hit the floor. I'm just going to let it fall where it lies. Let somebody else step up. And you've been in environments, a strong person. You as a strong, attractive thinker, you've been in environments where as you saw the need, you saw that the people in charge were not capable of handling the task at hand, and you knew you were the only person for the job, but you didn't step up because you were experiencing a heartbreak, and you just didn't want to be strong anymore. You didn't want to be the leader anymore. You didn't want to be the one chosen anymore. You didn't want to be the one to solve the problem anymore. And just because you feel that way, it doesn't mean that you're not strong. It doesn't mean that your strength goes anywhere. You're in a season right now where you have to allow your strength to be to you what you have been to others. And it's okay. It's okay, attractive thinker. It's okay. We're not strong exhibiting strength all of the time. Even a strong man gets weak sometimes. And it's okay. And I had to learn how to honor that space that I was in with this heartbreak, and understand that it didn't take anything away from who I am, who I was. Just because you feel weak, it doesn't take anything away from you as a strong person. So many times, I experienced these heartbreaks, and I thought I was down for the count. And then just out of the clear blue, a random day, I didn't expect it. I'm back in my strength. I'm back at the top of my game. I'm back wheeling and dealing and multitasking and making things happen and creating and building. And I don't know where the strength came from. I don't know how it happened. I wasn't notified that it was going to happen on this day. It's just random. It just happens because the strength in you knows when its time has come. The strength in you knows when to back off. It knows when to sit down. It knows when to relax. It knows when it needs to be restored. And it knows when it's been empowered and rejuvenated to step back up into the forefront of your life. We have to honor our strength. Strength isn't just for us to be strong. Strength has to be honored. It has to be taken care of. It has to be nurtured in the same way that we nurture others. A strong person needs support too. When we talk about strength, I looked that up before we started this episode today, Tichet, and it says having the power to move heavy weights or perform other physical or demanding tasks. It also says able to withstand great force or pressure. That's why people depend on you, attractive thinker, because you're able to withstand great force and pressure. There are a lot of people out here that can't handle things. They can't handle life. They can't handle disappointment or frustration or heartbreak or breakdowns or setbacks or challenges. I'm gonna tell you something, attractive thinker. When you're strong, you think everybody's strong. I know I did. When you have vision, you think everybody can see. You think everybody can see what you see. When you have, when you're optimistic and you see possibilities and you don't allow life to present fear and doubt and limited beliefs to you, you think everybody is like that, but they're not. And we're here to tell you today that your strength is unique to you, and everybody doesn't have that. You think everybody else is strong because you're strong. They're not. The same thing that will knock you off of your feet will kill the next person. You, being a strong person, have overcome certain things that will wipe your neighbor out, that will remove all of the encouragement and inspiration and outlook from the next person. And in actuality, it will build you up. The very thing you're going through right now, it may seem like you're down for the count, but I promise you, attractive thinker, if you don't quit, that's the key right there. Write that down in your attractive thinker notebook. A lot of people are looking for keys to this and keys to that and keys to success and how to overcome it. What's the solution and the answer to this and that and the other? Sometimes, the majority of the time, especially in my life, I've experienced this. The answer is don't quit. Don't quit. You don't know what's about to transpire in your life. You don't know what's about to happen, or you don't know what's up ahead in the road for you or on the path for you. But just not quitting will get you there. I didn't say leap there, or the answer is run there, or the answer is do this or do that, or A, B, or C. How about just not quitting? Even a strong person, even attractive thinker, whatever it is you're dealing with right now, even if you have to lay down, even if you have to check out for a minute, just don't quit. Even if you have to sit in silence and sit with that heartbreak, just don't quit. Even if you have to cry and you can't stop the tears from flowing, I've been there, just don't quit. Even if, attractive thinker, you feel lost and you can't get a grip, you don't know where you are and things aren't familiar and nothing looks or feels the same, just don't quit. Because of who you are, there's a miracle up ahead on the road for you, on the path for you. There's some light up ahead. There's an experience that you've never thought possible up ahead for you. And the only way you're going to get there is if you don't quit. I didn't say the only way you're going to get there is by being strong. I didn't say the only way you're going to get there is by not losing hope. The only way you're going to get there is by not quitting. By not quitting. So, Tichet, there were some other things that stood out to me. For example, attractive thinker, you need to be informed. Sometimes we're strong, Tichet, and we don't know we're strong. You know you're strong when you felt like you were down for the count, and all of a sudden, just out of the blue, maybe 5 to 7 days, maybe 10 days, maybe even 20 days later, you just get up and you feel stronger than you were before you were knocked down. That's when you know you're strong. And this repetitive experience has to happen in your life. And I don't mean the heartbreak. I mean that feeling of being done, and then all of a sudden you're just back in the game. You have to experience that a couple of times to know what that is, and to know that that's a part of life, and to know that that's what's going to happen the next time, because this isn't the first heartbreak, and this won't be the last heartbreak or disappointment or frustration. It's called life, and it happens to the best of us. It happens to the best of us. We have to, as attractive thinkers, we pay attention to this process. Pay attention to what happens, not so much to us during a heartbreak, but what happens in us during a heartbreak. When we pay attention to what happens in us, there's no new cycles. So when you feel that again, you already have it laid out. You know, I'm going to feel this. I'm going to eventually feel that. I'm going to feel this, and then I'll be back in the game again. You become a pro at the heartbreak. You become a pro at the disappointment, because between disappointment and being back up in the game again, it's a process, and there are steps, and I guarantee you they're not different. It's the same pattern. You're down for the count. You cry your little eyes out. You say little negative things to yourself. You beat yourself up a bit. You wipe your face, but the tears keep coming. You never have a dry face. Your face is always wet. You try to smile through the tears, and that doesn't work. The phone ring, and you just sit there and look at it. You don't even have the strength to get back on social media or see your clients and customers or do your business. And then one day you feel like you can get up and start folding clothes again. One day you get up and you feel like you can get up and check the mail. That's progress. Don't take those little steps for granted. That's progress, attractive thinker. And then one day you feel like you want to get up and put some clothes on. You want to get dressed, and you tilt your hat to the side and you put a little lipstick on, and whatever it is that you do. Slowly but surely, your strength is renewing you. And I promise you this, attractive thinker, hearts don't break for no reason. When you come back from a heartbreak, you're more fortified, you're more armored, you're stronger, you have a renewed vision. Your voice even sounds different. People can hear the confidence and the conviction in your voice. You're more clear on your vision and your destiny and your legacy. You're not doubting and singing that humming and hawing song anymore. So there's a purpose to the heartbreak. It has a purpose. And when we're down, we feel like we're down for the count. We have to remember these things about ourselves, because this is not the last time, the first time it happened, and it won't be the last. Back to you, Tichet.
That's the truth. So you know what I do now, to prepare myself for the it won't be the last. When I get myself back in my power and I feel that fire, I create what I call breadcrumbs. I create ways to help me get back on my feet. In other words, let's say I had a tremendous heartbreak before. I got past it. I learned something from it. I got up, I'm feeling the fire. I'm feeling better again, going through life. While I'm in that fire, I'm writing down what got me up. I'm writing down what is the trigger word that can trigger me back to strength, back to the type of strong I want to be, because I never lost strength, but I felt like I did, just like you. You might feel like you lost strength, but you never lose strength. And again, Dr. Toni, you saying don't quit, really, really, that is the thing, is not quitting, just getting through the moment, allowing yourself to just conquer the moment any way you can, until you can get back on that track and do whatever you got to do. As I was sitting here thinking, I was thinking about giving birth, right? Some of us may not have ever given birth, and some of us have. We all have studied these things in school. We've all seen some pregnant woman. We've all heard the stories, about when a woman gives birth. We all see the strength that comes from a woman when giving birth. Now, imagine you giving birth to a ministry, you giving birth to a business, you giving birth to a new you giving birth to a real child, a real baby, you giving birth to a goal, a dream, you basically manifesting and multiplying something that you were blessed with, right? Imagine that you are giving birth to something you've always said you wanted to do as a child. Those things are not easy. Those things build character. Those things take strength, but that strength is not something to be taken for granted. That strength is given, that strength that comes with that road. That's why it's the road less traveled. That's why it's not as easy as we would like it to be, because out of it, who we become out of it makes all the difference in the world. But thinking about giving birth, when that woman is in labor to give birth, right? You're thinking whatever it is you're giving birth to. Let's say you're pregnant, you're 9 months pregnant, and you're giving birth right now. You're in the middle of the labor room, giving birth right now to your dreams, your goals, your vision, whatever you have. You're in the middle of giving birth, right? So as I talk about this pregnant woman giving birth, I want you to imagine yourself giving birth to whatever it is you're carrying, because you're carrying something if you feel like this, right? Otherwise, we wouldn't have a reason to keep going. Your reason to keep going is your strength, okay? So imagine that woman in the labor. She's in labor and delivery. She got all these contractions. She feels those contractions. It feels like everywhere. It's not just her back, that when them contractions come, you forget where you feel it at, because it all hurt for a second. And then you realize, okay, that was a contraction. It's right there on my stomach and in my back, right? You start knowing where the pain is, because the pain is not everywhere. But the thing about it is, when that pain shoot through from your heartbreak, your disappointment, your setback, when that pain shoot through, you think everywhere is pain, and it's not. So we have to identify where the pain is and why, and that's a way to keep going. We are in pain because it's a contraction. I will not give up this baby. I will not give up this business. I will not give up this ministry, this gift. I will not give up birthing forth myself, my new life, my freedom, my children. I will not give up for that. So I'll take this, and you start taking things that you wouldn't normally be able to take, and then when it's time to push, the nurses, they come in, they prep you, they let you know, what you're going to be doing. They say when I tell you to push and count to 3. And I remember, I'm gonna tell us a little story about when I gave birth to my daughter, right? So I'm expecting to see all those little stories you hear with women in the labor and delivery, and they're screaming and they're screaming. So the nurse came in and said, "You ready?" And I said, "Sure." And she said, "We're gonna push." I said, like, I screamed. She said, "Does that hurt?" Because remember, I had epidural. She said, "Is that hurting you?" I was like, "No." She said, "Then what are you screaming for?" I said, "Because I'm trying to push." She said, "You scream, you push from the inside. When you push from the inside, there's a different sound that comes out with that." She said, "Go into your pit and push with all your might for 3 seconds and then rest." And then after I pushed, I gave it all my might, and then I rested. And then I took a breath, and I was thankful for that breath I could take. And I was thankful for that rest I can take, knowing them contractions was going to come back. And look, my husband sat there in the room, and he looking at the contraction video and said, "Uh-oh, here comes another one." And I'm like, "You don't think I know that this is coming?" I've been in this for a while. And that's the thing, when a woman is in pain, we don't want to hear that, "Oh, this is coming, that's coming." We want to hear the support, yes, but we know it's coming. We see it coming. We're not stupid, right? So we're preparing ourselves for this. And they have, and listen, all those people that's coming to you with the shallow advice, they mean well. I promise you, they mean well. They think they are helping. They really do. We all do, especially if we never been in that position and we can't understand that position. We give the best that we can. So just consider that too. But when we are in pain, there's a time and place for everything. So when I'm pushing, I gotta focus. I'm focusing on why I'm here. I'm focusing on my baby. She gonna make it, she gonna make it. I'm focusing on the joy set before me, the joy of holding her, the joy of having her. I'm focusing on all of that, and it allows me to push. Your focus will give you strength out of nowhere. Your perception, your belief of what's going on here will give you extra strength. Sometimes it can be a little hope, but sometimes you might not have the hope because you had your heart broken many times. You might not have a lot of hope, but you're looking for an ounce of hope if you are strong. You want anything to help with that pain right now. Anything that'll help you. If somebody told you a candy cane on the grit of your teeth will help you, you will chew on that candy cane if you think it will help you. We will risk it all to feel to bring forth whatever we got to bring forth. We'll risk it all. And that's how you know you're strong. You're not going to give up at that one little contraction. You're not going to the hospital talking about it hurt, I changed my mind. I don't know what I was thinking. Why did I even go through this? You know, even though when I did get pregnant, I'm not going to lie, I had sometimes where I was like, you know what? I didn't think this whole thing through. Like, this is going to hurt. You know, this is like right around the end of my pregnancy when my stomach started tightening up, things started tightening up. And I was like, okay, I think this is going to hurt. I did get scared. Being strong doesn't mean you don't get scared. That means you fight through it. You fight through the pain. It doesn't mean that you don't encounter the things that should make you turn away. It just means that I'm going to stand up, and in the end, I know I'm going to win. We keep saying at the end, you win, because strength, that perseverance don't come easily. That perseverance don't come from just having everything given to you on a silver platter. That perseverance don't come to you just, you know, you just sitting there and staring at the sky. It comes to you in practice and in experience. You push through, you feel like you're strong, you push through again, you feel like you're strong, you push through again, you feel like you're strong. Perseverance comes from you pushing through despite you wanting to give up. So that don't quit really is all you need to have. So write somewhere on your wall, wherever you are accustomed to looking, when you are hurt, and all of us have a spot that we go to when we're hurt. I suggest you would start your power wall. Start your power wall with don't quit, just simple, don't quit. So when you are in pain and you feel like giving up, those words will be staring you right in your face to remind you when you can't remind yourself. Build your power wall. You know, the power wall is your words, your trigger words, all the things that has helped you through a heartbreak before, all the things that you personally have grabbed and said, you know what, I want to remember this the next time I'm in pain. Because we want to grab anything we can and put it in our little backpack, our attractive thinker, visual encourager backpack. We want to put the things that are important to nourish us and help us through times when we are being tested and when we feel like we can't go on. We attractive thinkers, visual encouragers, we sit there and we prepare for that time because we know it's going to happen again. We know it's not the first and the last time it's going to happen. You know, we want it to be the last time, yes, but you never can tell. So we prepare for it. And let's say this is your first go round, right? And let's say you got your heartbreak, but somewhere you found the strength and the courage, and you've become, you know, an attractive thinker, a visual encourager. You become a person who has strength, a person who can persevere. You know, you have decided that you weren't going to give up. Say this is your first time around. Then what you can do is look for the answer. Sometimes you might feel like I don't have the strength. Push for the strength. Look for it anywhere. I remember sitting in my bed, and I remember not being able to get up. And I remember I was so heartbroken, I could not speak. And I remember not wanting to see anything. Dr. Toni, you said on one episode, you remember, don't encourage me. I don't want to hear any of it. Don't tell me anything that's going to help me, because sometimes you feel like that. But here's the thing, God, nothing is coincidental, right? God will send people in your life, such as me, such as Dr. Toni, such as many other people in your life, who will know exactly what to say at that time. You know, I remember laying there and I was so heartbroken, I couldn't speak. And I remember, Dr. Toni, you called me. I was done with the conversation. I was done with all the other conversation. Something told me to pick up that phone. You picked up that phone and you didn't say anything shallow. You didn't give me something that I needed to do. All you did was talk about how the mind and the body works. And I was so intrigued by the way that the mind works. And it was something you said specifically. You said, even though you're down, your body can get up and do the things unconsciously or subconsciously, I think you said, can go through your whole routine without you even thinking about it. And I was like, that's true. I did go through my routine, even though I felt cloudy. I did go through my routine, but you started telling me about how the mind works and the body works. And You had all this amazing information that honestly took my mind off my pain for a second, right? So this is why you want to reach out. This is why you want clarity sessions. This is why you want to go to Mastermind's experience, because these experiences give you tools and it gives you the strength to keep going forward when you feel like you have none. These are the type of people that come into your life. We are not left alone. We might feel like we're alone because we don't want to accept certain people. And if you feel like you're alone, you don't have to be alone anymore. Because if you're listening to us, there's a whole community of us. There's a whole community who have persevered and have tools and power and trigger words and attractive thinker notebook. And we got real advice, deep down, deep seat, deep rooted advice to give, and things we can do and put in the practice that'll help ease the pain so we can go forward. There are some of us who might have an epidural that might help you in your journey, but the whole thing is you're giving birth at the end of this thing. And giving up in the middle of it with a live baby is not the option, because what you're giving birth to, your live vision, your live business, your live ministry, your live, the new life you're looking forward to, your freedom, things we have had goals and things we have set along the way since we were children, teenagers, even new goals that we have set. Those things matter. And that's what you have to remember, that you matter and those things matter. So when a person understands what matters, you'll take the punches. You'll take those punches. You'll be surprised the things the mother has to go through when we're giving birth. It will take it. I said, whatever you got to do to save my daughter, give it to me. I'll take it. I'll take whatever you got to give me. Whatever you got to do, I'll take it. Because that's the type of desperation that I wanted to give birth. Don't quit and give birth. That's all you need to know, is that if you are in pain right now, consider maybe you might be in labor. And some of you might even be having just Braxton Hicks. You might have some more that you got to do before you give birth, and it might be Braxton Hicks, but don't give up. Keep eating, meaning watch what you take in, watch what you allow nourish you. Don't listen to no trash. This is not the time to be listening to any and everybody. You got to watch what you take in. The goal is at hand. It's at hand. So you can't take in everything in your ears, your eyes, or even your mouth. Watch all your gates. Protect every gate until you give birth. So just understand that when you know what matters, that other stuff, you'll say nothing matters until you make it matter. You literally have to think and focus it to make it matter. Nothing matters until you make it matter. And that's it. Don't quit, give birth. Dr. Toni, back to you.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Attractive thinkers, I trust that you have gathered those gems that Tichet has dropped along the way. I trust you've had your Attractive Thinker notebook handy, because what we shared with you today is life altering during a break. I want to share this last tidbit with you, this last golden nugget before we close our episode today. When you find yourself saying, when you get to the place in your experience, in your heartbreak or your disappointment or whatever it might be, and you hear these words come out of your mouth, I don't want to be strong anymore. I want you to think about that word, anymore. Or you find yourself saying, I am tired of being strong, or I am tired of this. I want you to think about that when you hear the words of being. I am tired of being strong. I don't want to be strong anymore. Anymore and of being. Those words right there, anymore means I'm ready for something new. I'm ready for something different. See, the words we say, depending on how we perceive them, we can become our own self-fulfilling prophecy. When we say anymore, what we're saying is, I'm ready for something new. When we say I'm tired of being this, I'm tired of being this way or that way. I say that because in the middle of a heartbreak or disappointment, when you feel like you're down for the count, what's really happening under the surface that we cannot see is that your life is changing. Think about the heartbreak. It's almost like the way we swipe through things on our cell phones. Our life just got swiped into something totally different that we don't even recognize. The old life just got swiped away. The old way of being, the old way of showing up, the old way of doing things, it just got swiped away. It no longer exists when you're experiencing a heartbreak. So then you find yourself planted in this new life, and you don't even recognize anything. You don't recognize the people, you don't recognize the environment, you don't recognize, when you look in the mirror, you don't even recognize yourself. That's how you know that experience that you had, it changed everything. And it's just a matter of time you're going to learn this new way of life, this new way of showing up in the world. I'm saying this because I want you to know that there is a light on the other side of this darkness that you might be experiencing, that this isn't the end. And Tichet, you always say this about the butterfly. Inside the cocoon, he may think that it's the end, but his end is really the beginning of being a butterfly. So I want you to think about that, attractive thinker, when you say, I don't want to be strong anymore. You're right at the place where you need to be for life to begin anew, for you to experience a new beginning. And I know it might not feel good, but it will end up good when you trust the process. When you release, if you can't change anything about the past or the experience of what happened, you have to let it go. Or you'll spend the rest of your days pouring your energy into something that won't even make a difference. You'll exhaust all of your good, precious resources, all of your love, all of your heart, all of your attention, all of your good ideas, all of the experiences that you could have experienced in this life. You'll waste all of that on trying to change something that will never change. Instead, as attractive thinkers, even through your tears, you say, because I've done it, it's okay. And you talk to yourself, it's okay, Toni, it's okay. You're going to be okay. You have to encourage yourself. You can't wait for somebody to come into your space to encourage you. When you're an attractive thinker, when you're strong, when you have vision, when you know who you are, even in adversity, you know it's going to be okay. It's okay. I know. I understand. Just let it go. Just let it go. Just relax. Just let it go. It's going to be okay. Just take it one step at a time. Because see, we as attractive thinkers, we're multitaskers. We're the greats. We're the great minds. We're one of the greats. And we get it done. And we move on to the next thing. We get it done. But when life comes at you or you experience a heartbreak, you got to slow that process down so you don't die in the process of trying to build your dream and your legacy. You got to slow it down so you can survive through this process. And you slow it down to the point where you take it one step at a time instead of jumping the whole staircase like you used to do. And you have to talk to yourself through the process. Okay, and you know your limits. You try to do too much and you get overwhelmed at things that used to come easy to you. So that means take it easy. Don't be so hard on yourself. Don't try to do it all at once. Say, okay, Toni, you can't jump the whole staircase. Let's just, if all the strength that you have is just to take one step today, accomplish one step today, then let that be enough. It is enough. It's enough. It's more than enough based on what you're going through in your life right now. And you say, okay, let's just take this one step. And you might take that one step and the tears begin to roll again because you haven't fully processed this new familiar territory and this new land that you have to live in and this break. You haven't fully processed it. So you take the time to wipe your face and encourage yourself. It's gonna. So many times I looked in the mirror, through a heartbreak, and I'm wiping my eyes, and as soon as I wipe my face, the tears are back on my face again. But you live through it, attractive thinker. You will live through it, and I guarantee you that when the dust settles and you get your bearings and your balance back, You're going to be a totally different person, a whole new person, living in a whole new life that you never even imagined was possible, all because in the middle of a break, in the middle of you not feeling wanting to be strong anymore, you didn't quit. Dr. Toni Hatton here, so excited to support you in living life beyond the break. Your Break the Cycle specialist at theattractivethinker.guru. Tichet, tell our audience how they can get in touch with you, the visual encourager.
Absolutely. You can find me on my website at www.visualencouragement.com. We provide mental support for movers and shakers, trailblazers, pathfinders, and groundbreakers, people who want to move mountains but need the help lifting the heaviness so that they can create a new vision for themselves. You can go to my contact us page, put in your information so I can ignite you, encourage you, and uplift you so you can live a life of fulfillment. My website has tons of things for people that are just like you. Go to www.visualencouragement.com.
Awesome. Thank you
See you
so much
soon.
for sharing that. Attractive thinkers, I want you to understand that you may say, well, Dr. Toni, I want to connect. I like the message that I heard today, and I need that. I'm in the middle of a heartbreak. I don't know how to process this, and I need some clarity. So I want to encourage you to book your clarity session. Get on my calendar. Visit the website, www.clarity. Put a dot right there, and then put my website, theattractivethinker.guru. That's www.clarity.theattractivethinker.guru. Get on my calendar, get the clarity that you need so that you can process this life beyond the break in a healthy way that produces a fantastic and amazing outcome for you, because even though you don't want to be strong anymore, you're strong. You have vision. You can see beyond what you're looking at. And this message has healed you. This message has ministered to you in a fantastic and amazing way. Again, attractive thinker, you always hear us say this. My life's work, that's to make your life better. It is not what you're going through. It's how you're doing it. Think attractively, and we'll see you soon.